Okay, welcome back everyone to another episode of Yoda's Hut. I'm Bill. Go by Yodaman on the boards. And once again, I'm joined for commentary on this game by Derek. Hey, Derek, how's it going today?
Doing all right.
All right, so we've got something a little bit different here on Yoda's Hut. What we're doing today is playing the European champion decks against the world champion decks. I am on the right. I am representing Europe in this matchup against my good buddy Jerry, who is representing the world on the left here. So in this first game, I'm going to be playing the European Champions light side deck, which was Rebel Affiliation, 2 Commando Operations, 2 Shield Generator Assault, 2 Solidarity of Spirit, 2 Strike Team Assemble, 1 Commando Raid, and 1 Turning the Tide. That was piloted by Vincent Jolinet over in Europe. And Jerry is playing the dark side deck of world champion Javier, which was dark side is the Galactic Enforcers affiliation. It's the Sith Navy 7-card reserve. It's got 2 of Enforced Loyalty, 2 Imperial Vengeance, 1 Might of the Empire, 1 Repair and Refurbish, 2 Executor Arrives, 2 Lure of the Lost, 1 Merciless Plans, and 1 Emperor's Promise. It looks like we're getting going here, and Jerry has flipped up Lure of the Lost, Emperor's Promise, and Enforced Loyalty. And I'm starting to flip up my objectives. It looks like I've got Commando Operations. I think that's Commando Raid.
I think so.
And pretty sure that last one's Shield Generator Assault. So
Yeah.
not a bad flop for either of us, although Jerry's only got 1 Navy resource right now. That we'll see if that slows him down. But that combination of Emperor's Promise and Enforced Loyalty is just brutal together. So, you got any thoughts on the deck list? I don't know how much you've seen, like the European ones or the world's ones, actually, since it's been a month and a half since these events took place.
Yeah, I didn't actually get a chance to watch either of them. I haven't played as much recently, just since the game has not had any new content coming.
Yeah.
But the dark side deck there actually reminds me a lot of one that I played a long time ago when a couple of these sets were brand new. So I'm kind of curious to see how well it plays here against you.
Yeah, and
year one.
Jerry just played a mouse droid and focused it to draw a card. Always a good thing. Get more cards. He already had the 7-card reserve there, so.
Is it that has the is it the Avengers, the capital ship on
Yeah, the one that does damage to
right.
things.
Yeah, I remember building with a deck with like that and the Executor and doing all kinds of crazy shenanigans with it.
Yeah, and he has Rav in there that triggers stuff when things leave play too. And there is Bach. So that's an interesting character. And an ISB liaison. There's some sack fodder for the Avenger and Rav. It looks like he's going to commit Bach to the Force there. He gets targeted strike and extra blast against missions and the ISB liaison. And take balance here.
Yeah,
So,
when I had the deck built, I didn't have Emperor's Promise in there, and that with Enforced Loyalty, I think both of them, just because at that point I had them in different decks, but yeah, you're right, that's a pretty sick combo.
yeah. And Javier only had 1 of Emperor's Promise in there, so Jerry's a little lucky to get it on the flop, but hey, take what you can get. So now, I have actually been playing Dr. Mung Mung quite a bit still on online on Octagon, and he's fallen in love with this dark side deck. And all I could think of when I was looking at the European champion deck list was how brutal this could end up being, because this Rebel deck relies on the Spec Force commanders to refresh, double strike, refresh Luke, and just play Crix there to try to get some resources. And they're just going to get pinged to death if the Avenger gets out. Like, it's just not going to go very well for me.
Yeah, you better hope he doesn't get the Executor or the Avenger. I mean, there's a lot of ping potential.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah, so I've got Crix, and I see one of the Spec Force guys, and it looks like I'm going to go ahead and play him for 1. I think I realized there was no way I was going to get the force back, so I might as well just use Crix's thing, and then if he happens to attack, I think I see a fate card in my hand that maybe I could free up Crix that way.
Yeah.
Try to get some stuff out, but enforced loyalty is probably going to go off here. There's really no point in me attacking into this and having the sacrificial lamb that is the Spec Force
Yeah.
Pathfinder.
Well, if you wanted to free up Crix, you're going to have to block with him and lose him anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Unless he happens to just play an edge card because, or a fate card, I should say, an edge because. So, yeah, I guess I'm just passing turn. I got a damage out. I guess I'm assuming where are you going to hit? So.
Now, does Crix remove tokens from your fate cards only, or from both you
From
and
both.
your?
Yeah, you remove a focus token anytime a fate card's revealed in an edge stack. So,
yeah, I was remembering that it was only yours. I didn't remember that his would do it.
Yeah, so it doesn't work if you use the commando raid ability to play a card necessarily outside an edge battle.
Right.
So, and whatever that fate card is, I guess it wasn't going to do me any good to play it outside an edge battle yet. So, it might have been a heat if I'm remembering right, and that says, deal damage to a target participating enemy unit. So that's not going to do anything if there's no engagement.
Yeah, that card was really made for stuff like Seeds of Decay and whatnot. That's where it really comes in handy.
Yeah, and he just he put the damage on commando operations as the dial went to 3 to turn that off since it's a while undamaged. Now, I could potentially move it back to shield generator assault if he doesn't get more damage on to free it back up, but with that ability. None of Jerry's objectives are
up there, so you can move it onto that.
Yeah, that's what I need. And I think I had it in my hand, but I didn't want to play just the Spec Force guy in the mission or play Crix in the mission and then just have nobody else out there. So, but that would be the ideal thing. Of course, the other bad thing is when you play the mission with Emperor's Promise out, that's still considered an objective that's not Emperor's Promise. So it's just going to hit things again.
Well, that's why you need to start sliding damage over that way instead of actually attacking it.
Yeah. None of the other objectives that Jerry has are Endor, so.
Now, Bosk has the targeted strike and 2 blasts. That's what he gains, right?
Yeah, if there's a mission in play. Or if he's attacking a mission, I should say.
Yeah.
And I would assume he's going to use the mouse droid here. See if I'll focus the Spec Force guy. Yep, there's Jerry. Going to focus the mouse droid. And I'll focus the Spec Force guy. I could free him up if I really need to.
Yeah.
Jerry does only have 4 resources, so he hasn't drawn any of that yet, which is probably going to slow him down a little bit. Oh, well, there's a Sith holocron.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he's one holocron away from whatever he wants, almost.
And there is Rav, so we can let the pinging begin.
Rav and the Avenger. If you don't get either of them, the deck doesn't go nearly as quick, but it gets super brutal with either one of them.
Yeah. And then he's also going to play a Berserker Hunter.
That's a fun unit.
So, yeah, so this is not looking good right now for me, Derek.
Not very pretty at this point.
No, it sure isn't.
Now, how does Rav trigger again?
It's when a unit is destroyed during the conflict phase, or at least, I'm trying to remember if it's destroyed or least play. When it least play during the conflict phase, you do a damage to target enemy objective.
Mm-hmm.
So Avenger pings the units, Rav gets the objectives, and Rav's Saber also can get units.
Yeah.
If he gets that out on him. Which I'm guessing he doesn't have, or he probably would have played it.
The Berserker leaves play after he strikes, right?
Right. So you can trigger Rav with him anytime he strikes. Plus get 2 damage.
So he needs this. If he sent, like, say, the Berserker and the ISB, he
Mm-hmm.
could blow up that top objective.
Yes,
Because
he could.
the thing is, you won't get the unopposed if you don't send someone else with the Berserker.
That's right. That's right.
But then
So,
he could also sack the ISB later for something else.
right.
He could send Raven another objective and then just sack the ISB mid combat
Yeah.
and get another free damage that way.
Yeah, because he could just send the Berserker, trigger Rav, get the 4 damage on it, and then blow it up on my turn, like you said, if he wanted to during conflict. But I'll probably would assume be
Well,
using my
you can move
resources.
damage though.
Yeah, that's true. So Jerry's probably thinking about, does he want to try to just take it out now, I would guess. Get the dial ticking up here.
Well, the shield generator is the one that moves.
Right.
So you could send, like, the Berserker. Rav's got a blast too, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
So you could send the 2 of them at the shield generator assault and take it out that way.
Yeah, so he is going after shield generator assault, and I think he's doing exactly what you were saying.
Yeah.
And then I won't be able to move damage here. And I'm obviously not blocking. So
Yeah.
I'm going to strike with Rav for 1, strike with the Berserker for 2, sack the Berserker and get a damage in with Rav.
Yep.
At this point, I probably should have freed up my Spec Force guy before it died anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm not sure it matters.
Difference.
Yeah. The only way it would have mattered was if I had actually committed him in. No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have freed up Crix. I would have to do something to free up Crix. So he's sending the ISB guy now after the commando operations. And I think that is a heat in my hand, so I could heat him and prevent the unopposed damage and prevent him from just trying to sack something later. I am going to free up the Spec Force guy for some reason. I'm not quite sure why I did that. Now I'm blocking. I'm not sure why I'd bother to do that. I could have just, if that's a heat, I could have just played it with Command Air Raid. I think it is a heat, yeah. Huh. I think that was a misplay on my part. There was really no reason for me to put the Spec Force guy in and do that damage. Oh well.
Now, shouldn't that have done an extra damage when he died also?
He had already triggered it with. Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe it was because I was thinking it was gonna happen anyway. Oh, and he just put in that Alpha class ship or whatever it is, and is that what that thing's called that
That's
comes
the guy
in?
that just drops into play.
Yeah, that's annoying.
As a participating unit, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So he's gonna kill my Spec Force guy.
Yeah. I really like that unit too. And that'll be an additional blast.
Yeah, and an unopposed. So he's got 4 damage on there. Yeah, I think I gave him a free damage with that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been better off just letting the ISB guy go. Although I guess he could have still sacked him. And I think is that ship only going when something's destroyed? Maybe. I think there's like something's.
I know there's a reason.
Yeah, it has to be destroyed. So if he had sacked him, it wouldn't have come in. Yeah, and I think did I flip up another shield generator or something? I did. Oh, and the dial did go to 4 recap in there when he blew up the first shield generator assault. So
Yeah.
I'm looking for something. I don't know what I have here.
You need like a board wipe.
Yeah, I don't think there's one in his deck. He's blown up one, got 4 damage on another objective, and this is not looking good. I did just play the mission. Or no, I didn't play the mission. That's the other one. There is Page's Commandos, or that's Page actually, not his Commandos. So I can get the fate card back when he's in an engagement.
You still got to worry about enforced loyalty over there.
Yeah. Well, now I'm just screwed if I attack something besides Emperor's Promise. He's just going to blow up and force loyalty. And there's the mission. So ground support. I always like that one. Problem is trying to attack it now is not going to go very well.
Now, when do you trigger shield generator assault? Is it your refresh?
I think it's either my refresh or the beginning of the turn.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember which one it was. Shield generator assault. Let's find it here. Let's double check. It is after your turn begins.
Yeah.
So he's got Bach to defend. And I've got Spec Force Guy and Page.
Do you still have a fate card in your hand?
I think I had a Seeds in my hand, I remember seeing when I just drew up. I think I played the Heat on his turn, but I think I drew a Seeds. So
if you attack and he blocks, you can Seeds, that'll free up Cricks, and you can attack and put a focus token somewhere.
Right, and take damage. That's the problem with this setup.
Well, it depends, too, on what you send where.
Yeah, I am sending Page against Emperor's Promise. What I really need is Secret Objective. That would get around Emperor's Promise, because I could declare against Emperor's Promise and move, and then, like, redirect it to enforce loyalty to turn it off.
Yeah.
But it looks like I'm just sending Page. Probably because I'm guessing Jerry has a decent edge hand, and I'm not convinced I'll be able to get the Spec Force to shoot.
Well, I don't know why you don't just play the Seeds and not allow him to block then. Because you'll still be able to play stuff into the edge battle and turn off your blast.
Oh, yeah, that would have... Yeah, why... Maybe I don't have a Seeds. I thought I did, though.
That's a white gun, not a white blast that you got. Well, either way...
Yeah, I mean, unless I had a target, the most damage I'm going to get on Emperor's Promise is 4. So maybe I'm thinking about this. Oh, no, he didn't even block, and then I played the Seeds.
Yeah,
I know why I didn't do it. That wasn't a complete misplay. I needed to actually play it as an edge card to free up Cricks.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So... I'm going to shoot and do 1+1 unopposed against Emperor's Promise. And now I guess I got a decision to make. I can let Enforced Loyalty go off. Or if I attack, I can let Emperor's Promise go off, but maybe I can get some damage on ground support.
Now, Emperor's Promise does 2 damage to... Is it a unit or an objective?
It does 1 damage to an objective when you attack an objective not named Emperor's Promise.
So it's the same thing as letting Enforced go off. You might as well attack it and turn it off.
Right. Yeah, and this is where the same thing. If I actually had 1 more blast, I could at least take out ground support, and then that would do damage to everything. Because I could use the Spec Force's reaction.
Yeah.
Bach is elite. So... Yeah, so am I going to attack? Maybe I'm going to spread damage around here.
Well, you might want to lock down something he's got over there,
Yeah,
too.
I think that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to attack and force loyalty, and he is going to blow up, using Emperor's Promise to blow up my commando operation, so dog goes to 6.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts. He's blown up 2 objectives already. And, I use Cricks to lock down. I'm not sure which is better, the Rav or the ship. They're both about the same. I'm going to lock down Rav. Okay.
I probably would have locked down the ship just because if Rav is open, maybe he attacks with him and you might be able to kill him.
Yeah.
is not that important. And they have the same amount of blast.
Yeah, same amount of blast, same amount of health.
I think you would have been better off letting a Rav get into combat and maybe
Yeah.
something happens to him.
Yeah, of course not. I don't really have much way to deal with him right now on the board. So I think I'm just considering, do I want to attack with the Spec Force guy here and take the damage that'll come with it?
I think you're committing suicide if you do that. Because he's probably going to easily take out at least one more objective.
Yeah.
Here. And if you're putting damage on there, you're just helping him. Or you're letting him send less to do it, in which case he's got more blockers.
Yeah, and here I go. I'm sending him in. Look, I'm being aggressive. That's what you always tell me to do, Derek.
I don't put the Emperor's Promise on the table.
So
I'll let you damage yourself again so you can swing it a second time.
So he damaged, he did end up damaging shield generator assault. And I'm going to free him up after the engagement. I gave myself another damage to free up the Spec Force guy, and I'm going to take balance back. I'm not sure how much that really matters, but that'll go to 7. So I guess the only thing that prevented was him blowing up 1 and using the single Empire Strikes Back that's in his deck to just win. So at least now he'd have to blow up both of them.
He's not that far from doing it.
No, he sure isn't. He's got, I mean, there's no mission, so Bach doesn't have any blast. He's just got the 1 blast right now with
he could play a mission.
Yeah, he could play a mission.
There's a couple in that deck.
Yeah, he could just play Yularen.
Yeah.
Yularen and Fist would pretty much finish me off here. And he's got 2 of each of those in that deck. He doesn't have enough resources to play Avenger. That's about my only saving grace right now.
Yeah, that's the sad thing. He's doing all this with 4 resources.
Yeah.
He's only had a holocron so far.
Yep. Yeah, I guess he could get the 1 fleet staging area for free and then play Avenger if he drew it, but he's going to Mouse Droid. I am not.
I was hoping he would use the Mouse Droid to finish you off.
Not now, unless he's got a way to free up that Mouse Droid. I'll let him draw the card this time. So, well, as those who were at Worlds or saw the stream of Worlds, this Dark Side deck can be pretty brutal when it gets clicking here.
I mean, I remember playing, my version. Of course, it was before some of these other cards had come out and stuff, but I remember how brutal mine was, and then this is clearly a better version of it. So.
Yeah, this is just crazy.
It's a deck I always wanted to revisit and rebuild and never got around to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how this deck could be any better than or more streamlined than it is. Yeah, when you look at the list, it's, I mean, geez. There's Yularen.
There's Yularen. See, now he could have used the Mouse Droid to take out that bottom objective if you can get around the Spec Ops.
Yep. Yeah, he could have. No, he'd need 1 more blast somewhere, right? No, I guess not. He'd have
that's
enough.
what you mean, the Mouse Droid.
Yeah.
If 2 down there.
Right, if he had a way to lock down, well, he could just send Bach in with it or something. So he's going to take them off the ground support, so now there's 4 damage on the shield generator assault. He might just have a fist, There is a resource. I wonder why I didn't play that first. That's the what's that?
That's the one
the
from
logistics officer or whatever he's called. Yeah.
Yeah, it's from the Thunder Flare set.
Yeah. So there's his weenie unit that he can just take something out with. And there is the expendable scout. That you can sack make somebody discard a card and then let them draw a card. But more importantly, you can sack them during conflict and trigger wrath.
Yep.
Oh, that's annoying. And he's got a white blast.
Well, you don't even need that. You just send him at that objective and sack him. And
Yeah.
it is, so.
Yep, and there goes. That's interesting. He's sending the ship Yularen and the scout after Commando Raid. And I'm blocking with the Spec Force guy, I guess to maybe try to prevent the white blast. Of course, if he's got a fist, it's irrelevant.
Yep.
Other than the fist would trigger. Let me clear off Crix at least. Oh, that's right. I had the seeds. I got it back with Paige. So he played a supporting fire. I played the seeds, so I'm going to get the seeds Bach. And he just dropped in 3 more pips, so he's going to win edge. Not that it really matters. And then, since he dropped in a fake card, I'm going to get to play a Rebel Commando from hand. And I'll be able to clear off Crix, too, from our fake cards. But I think he's still going to get to...
Well, the Commando has 2 health, right?
Yeah, so he's going to kill it anyway, so I'm not sure it's going to matter. I needed 2 of those guys.
Yeah, he kills first with Yularen.
Yeah, so Yularen's going to shoot first here, like you said. Take out the Commando. My Spec Force guy's going to shoot for nothing. At least he didn't have an Imperial Fist. Oh, I just had somebody leave play, so he's going to trigger Rav and do the damage with my guy leaving play.
Yep.
No, wait, maybe not. He's thinking about it.
Is Rav a once per turn thing?
Yeah, he's once per turn. He may be thinking if he wants to do that or not, I guess. I don't think it matters at this point.
Does he have any units unfocused right now? Is that logistics?
Yeah,
still?
he's got the logistics officer. So he's triggering it, and he did the damage to shield generator assault.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And my Spec Force guy shoots for nothing. And my Spec Force guy will bite the dust. And another damage to the objective. Expendable Scout does another damage to the objective. The dial did go to 10 when he blew up that shield generator assault. So he is 1 damage away from winning, and I'm basically doomed. Unless I have a way to take out the expendable Scout and lock down the logistics officer, which he's going to use to take balance back here. I should have committed Crix, I guess. He can just sack the expendable Scout and blow up Commando Raid as soon as conflict phase starts.
Well, you can't even attack anywhere except Emperor's Promise either.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, I'd have to do that first. So I flipped up Turning the Tide and Solidarity of Spirit. And I have 1 card in my hand, and I'm guessing it's not a rebel unit. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. I don't have a rebel unit to put in, so it won't trigger. So I don't think there's anything in this deck that would prevent me from just auto losing as soon as I go to conflict. I'm pitching whatever my last card is.
Well, it has to be in a conflict, right?
No, it just has to
Not
be
just
during
a
the
phase.
it just has to be in the conflict phase. Yeah. Both Rav and the Avenger, I'm pretty sure, are like that. That they're when things leave play during the conflict phase. Yep. Yeah, it looks like I'm scooping. I just threw my cards down there. So the World Champ Dark Side deck did in the European Light Side deck there. I mean, I'm not sure if I could have really done anything differently. I mean, I guess maybe I don't attack the 1 turn or something, but it was just brutal there.
Emperor's Promise, and you had no blast.
Yeah. There was just nothing I could do.
You needed Rebel Assault.
Yeah, Rebel Assault would have been good. Oh well. So you got any thoughts about that game that we just witnessed there as the World Champ Dark Side deck uh, did what it does?
Yeah, that deck pretty much performed like I expected. The light deck, I've seen those types of builds do incredibly fast, do a lot of damage, and I've seen them fall flat on their face.
Yeah.
Um, and that's why it's not my favorite type of deck to play. Every time I try using that set with those the double striking guys there, I just never seem to get them through. There's always something in the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can be brutal when they work, but I just it's not one that I maybe it just doesn't fit my play style, but yeah, I've had them come out and completely wreck me, and I've had games where they've been completely ineffective. Much like this game, you just didn't have the blast to get anything done.
Yeah, like I said, watching back again, I'm like, I didn't really see any major mistakes that I think would have changed how that game played. I mean, like, short of not attacking at all to let him have damage shooting back at me. I mean, but it just
yeah,
there was just nothing I could do. So only having Crix as my only resource didn't help either. Could have used something else there along the way. And there are a few things in there, not a lot, but anyway. All right. Well, it was interesting to see how those decks performed. So I guess we'll wrap it up for this one. So thanks to the guys who posted their deck list, from Worlds and European Championships, so we had them to try out here on Yoda's Hut. And thanks as always for joining me for commentary, Derek. Appreciate it.
Yep, anytime.